electric guitar. That is the instrument of freedom of expression. There are no rules, and the rules actually stops you in a way to be creative. And I think at the beginning of the learning process of guitar, you follow the rules, but later on it's all about bending the rules and looking at the rules in a different way. For me, the approach of the guitar always been do what you feel like and not having to worry about what people think about. It's important for guitar players to be focused on what we're doing, and I think when we enjoy the guitar, that's when we start to look outside the box and try to create your own sound and put your own expression in as much as possible. So when it comes to the guitar playing, when I first started, I was very concerned about if I was holding the pick right, if my hand, the left hand is right, what is the right techniques? Because there's so many great guitar players out there doing different things. And I spent a lot of time analyzing it, and I realized that every technique has some kind of compromise to it, and none of them is perfect. I remember when I was 16 when I first started playing the guitar, I was obsessed about picking every single note on the guitar. Alternate picking, you gotta do every single note up and down, up and down. Spending months and months not being able to perfect it because I just started playing guitar was interesting when I saw a guitar player doing legato where he barely picked any notes. He just let his finger do the hammer and pull off to create the sound. Then I realized it's the different techniques create different dynamic, and it's important to find the one that works for you. You don't have to pick as good as what you see out there. It's about working your own advantages or in your own abilities of what works best. I feel like I'm not such a great picker, so the way I incorporated legato, tapping, or tremolo bar, use whammy bar stuff, have created my sound. I hold the pick with 2 fingers. The reason is it sets me free. You see these 3 fingers here to control the tremolo bar here. So I can play while still holding the bar, and I can bend, pick, push bar, pull bar, and at the same time, if I use 3 fingers, these fingers are no longer being used. So 3 fingers give you more stability on, hitting power chords, but when it comes to playing lead, the finesse is very important. So 2 fingers, and that sets your other fingers free. The way I play the lead guitar is I hold and I pick this way. But when it comes to rhythm, I switch back to this technique because this technique is more efficient for playing power chords and rhythm. I know some players play leads like this, but I still prefer to switch into this kind of position because then I can do pinch harmonic, I can mute to my thumb. Don't worry so much about what you see out there that people are doing. There's no perfect technique. It's the one that you decide to develop that's going to create your efficient way of playing for you. My relationship with PRS goes pretty much at the beginning of when we first started touring in the US. So in about 2006, I believe, we played in this 930 club, and that was a really fun show, and Paul Smith himself came to the show with his son. And funny enough, Paul didn't know what he was in for. His son just dragged him into this DragonForce show. He says, you gotta check these guys out. We met Paul after the show. He reminded me of some kind of weird, crazy scientist in the world of guitar making. And I really liked that personality because I said to him, I'm pretty crazy myself. Look, if I'm not a bit weird, I wouldn't be playing like this, So we really hit off straight away, and he invited me to visit the PRS factory and check out the guitars. And at that point, before that in my life, I have seen PRS guitars at the shops, and I'd never really kind of thought about owning one because it was outside my price range as a student. There was no SE model. It was, everything was like just super high end. So we kept in touch, and I think a year later, he actually did offer me to do a signature guitar. And at that time, I already had a guitar designed, ready to go with Ibanez guitar. So that he just kind of really put a dilemma in my brain. Like, what am I going to do here? I get to make a guitar PRS, or should I keep doing what I'm doing here? So I actually said to Paul, look, I really appreciate this, but I got something done here. I'm going to go with what I have here that I've designed for a long time, and we'll talk about it once I have fulfilled my dreams. As a kid, I grew up watching players like Steve Vai, Joe Satriani play, lots of Ibanez endorsers. So I had a dream naturally as a kid to go, I want to have a signature guitar with Ibanez. So I had to do it, just to fulfill my childhood dreams. The 10 years later, I have really learned a lot about guitars, from recording, from the touring experience, and understand something more about building guitar, setting up. And I contacted Paul again and I said, look, I don't think I was ready then to make this guitar review, but I feel like I'm ready now. I really have a lot of knowledge and I feel like I can bring something special to the guitar world, hopefully from all my experience. I met up with Paul, gave him the idea. I just really want to make this guitar that I've been dreaming about that haven't been able to evolve from my previous guitar. And I feel like PRS, the way they're so passionate about guitars, I feel like we can really make something special and find the best guitar that doesn't exist out there, that people are gonna go, wow, okay, wow, they address these issues that I haven't seen before, previously, all together in a guitar. When we first talked about an SE model PRS, I said, look, if we're gonna make an SE model, it has to be a professional quality guitar instrument. It's gotta be as good as my previous stage guitars that I was playing. I said, if it's not gonna be a pro quality guitar, don't bother. But I'm so happy that we're able to make something that is incredibly easy to play. It sounds so good. So with this guitar, the SE model, I'm just in love with it. I'm in love with it as much as the core model, because being able to recreate something with a lot of the features that is on the core model, make it sound so good and so easy to play. I think they've done such an incredible job. The inspiration about the PRS Chleo, the core model, was to have no compromises on the guitar in the building process and also in the playing. Everything that I thought wasn't addressed previously in the guitar, we pretty much went for it and really tested every element of the guitar, from the tuning stability, durability of a guitar that's going to go on tour worldwide. So many things that I feel like was really important to me as a guitar player. You gave a guitar player like me a blank check to go and make the best guitar you can from all the experiences, together, and I did it.